This real estate buzz segment is brought to you by McLeod & Associates, a full-service real estate and mortgage firm. It's not about the number of homes we sell, it's about the difference we make in people's lives.
And it's also about the number of years that they've been in business. 8 years lends credibility to McLeod & Associates, and that is why congratulations to its founder and owner. And really, you know, Kababayan pride, Mia McLeod. Hello once again. Welcome to Kababayan today. Earlier, we talked about Mia's success as a Kababayan achiever and what she does, how she gives back. Now let's talk about business. Let's talk about connecting with a realtor. For those of us that are looking to buy or sell their property, either one, we need a realtor, right?
Yes, you do. And there's four main traits that I think you should look for in a realtor when you're interviewing, whether it's a buyer or a seller. The first one is they need to have great communication skills. They need to be a good listener, and they need to be able to communicate and articulate well. You know, a good listener is so important because they need to understand what you as a client are looking for, what your goals are, and what your expectations are, and they need to communicate that and articulate that to all the other parties involved.
Do you have to, when you look for a realtor, is it a different realtor that you need when you're buying and a different realtor when you're selling?
Not necessarily. There are some great realtors out there where their niche is both buying and selling. But then you'll also find some realtors that only focus on buying. So that's why you want to, you know, interview with them, see what their niche product is, and if they can do both, then you can hire them for either one. But some do specialize in certain arenas.
So when they say realtor that specializes in buying, what would be a trait that he or she will have that a realtor that specializes in selling won't have, perhaps?
They should understand the touring process. They should also understand the inventory. They need to understand the market that this client's looking in. But generally, selling agents should also know that too.
Right.
So the second trait that I think is very important for realtors to have is to have that problem-solving trait. Very solutions-oriented. Whether we're in a buyer or seller's market, there's always going to be challenges here and there. So realtors need to be able to be creative, think outside of the box, and be problem solvers.
So when you're interviewing a realtor for the first time, and see if you guys will click, a good communicator will be able to explain to you. You can get that right away. But a problem solver and solutions-oriented realtor, it's not quite easy to get that from the first encounter, right? So are there questions we need to ask to see how they respond?
They can, things that we've done at our office is we give live examples or past examples of things that have helped, how we can tweak offers, maybe let that buyer seem more competitive versus another buyer. In a competitive market like today, where inventory is very tight, right? Multiple offers, things like that. You want to be able to explain to that buyer, how are you going to get them to stand out? What tools or creative things can you do to get my offer to stand out versus 20 other offers?
So that's one question that maybe if you're looking to buy, you can ask your prospective realtor, what can you do if, you know, if it's a situation where there's multiple offers, what can you do to make my offer stand out?
Exactly.
And we talked about that the last time you were here, right?
Some tips to tweak that offer a little bit just to make your offer stand out a little bit more.
Right.
You know, the third trait that I think is very important for a realtor to have is they need to be up to date with technology. Believe it or not, Janelle, some realtors still don't even know how to text. So shame on them, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a time when we're writing offers on our iPads or we're doing digital signatures, you know, even fax machines are not being used as much. We're sending everything via email now. So. You know, you've got to find a realtor that's up to date with technology because that will affect their efficiency and how quick they are to help, you know, deliver the transaction.
If you have a question, it's easy to email and Okay, and then the last one, you said 4 tips, right?
4, yes. I recommend that they're full-time. You know, there are some part-time agents out there, but if you look at the real estate market, it's constantly changing. Full-time agents tend to be more up-to-date with these changes. They're more invested in their career and in the industry and maybe with education requirements with the DRE and things like that. So versus part-time, they might not be as up-to-date on some of these market trends.
How many agents do you have right now with your company?
We have 50 real estate agents, and it's our 8-year anniversary, and I'm now 30 years old.
She said it.
Yeah, I said it.
Congratulations once again. Do years count? Number of years.
This is my thing, because I've dealt with this, again, being young, 22,
started at 22.
agents.
Yes, exactly.
I think production is more important, because I've run into agents that are 30 years in the business, and great, they're 30 years, but they only closed one transaction the last year, versus someone who's new, just got in the market, maybe just got their license a year or 2 years, but they've been closing maybe 10 or 20 transactions. To me, that's the better sign.
So is it okay to ask a realtor, how many deals have you closed, or how many transactions have you worked on in the last
Absolutely. You can ask them what their niche products are. You can ask them what kind of maybe loan programs are available. See if they're versed on the financial side. They can guide you well in that way. Do they know FHA versus a conventional loan? You know, how many offers do they write? Are they well-versed in short sales?
Right.
There are some agents that only focus on short sales, and if that's what you're looking for, that might be a good route too.
Wonderful. I hope you're taking down notes. But now, before we look for an agent, we need to think for ourselves first. Is it time to sell or to buy, right? And how do you know that? That's what we're going to be talking about when we return on the show. Don't go away.